Happy Diwali.
Good morning, students. I, Professor Rajeshwari Sharma here. Welcome back to e-learning session of GS College of Commerce, Verda. Today, we are going to see the methods of measurement of price elasticity of demand. So, in last few lectures, we have started with our chapter Elasticity of Demand under second unit, that is Theories of Consumption. So, in those lectures, we have discussed the concepts of elasticity of demand, types of elasticity of demand in brief, then factors affecting price elasticity of demand, degrees of price elasticity of demand. So today we are going to see the various methods for measuring price elasticity of demand. So mainly there are three methods: ratio method, total outlay method and geometric method. So first one is ratio method. It is also known as percentage method. So under this method, elasticity of demand is calculated by dividing using this formula: percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. So this value gives us elasticity of demand. We will understand this with the help of a numerical. See, here the price of X and the price of commodity X and quantity demanded of commodity X is given. See, original price is 200 and the quantity demanded at original price 200 is 1000 units. But now what's happening? The price is decreasing from 200 to 100. And as we all know, we have seen in law of demand, when the price of commodity declines, then the quantity demanded of that particular commodity increases. So here we can see when the price is declining from 200 to 100, so the quantity demanded is also increasing from 1000 to 1500. Now we have to calculate the elasticity of demand from this given data. So what's the formula? Formula is percentage change in quantity demanded. So here how much change is there in quantity demanded? We have to calculate in terms of percentage. So see, the original quantity demanded is 1000 units, and due to reduction in price there is increase by 500 units. So the quantity demanded has become 1500 units. Means there is increase of 50% in quantity demanded. So we will put 50% at the place of percentage change in quantity demanded. Then we have to divide it by percentage change in price. So here we can see that original price is 200 and later it has declined by rupees 100 and became 100 rupees. So in price also there is 50% change. And when we are going to calculate the amount, when we are going to make calculation of this amount, we are going to get 1. So here the elasticity of demand is 1. So in this way, under the ratio method, elasticity of demand is calculated. So basically under ratio method, what we do, in order to calculate elasticity of demand under ratio method, we divide percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. I hope you have understood the ratio method. Now we will be moving towards second method, that is total outlay method. Here outlay means expenditure. So this method is also called as total expenditure method. This method is given by Professor Alfred Marshall. So under total expenditure method or total outlay method, for calculating the elasticity of demand, the focus is given on total outlay. Here the change in total outlay or total expenditure due to change in price is taken into consideration for calculating elasticity of demand. If due to change in price the total expenditure increases, in that case elasticity of demand will be greater than 1. If due to change in price total outlay decreases, in that case elasticity of demand is going to be less than 1. And in case where even the price changes but the expenditure of a consumer remains constant, so the elasticity of demand will be equal to 1. So we will understand this with the help of an example. See, here we are having the three cases A, B B and C. In case of commodity A, the price is 10 and the quantity demanded is 12 units. So how we are going to get the total outlay? We are going to get the total outlay when we are going to multiply price by the quantity demanded. So we are going to get the total outlay. So here we can see that when the original price is 10 and the quantity demanded at 10 rupees is 12 units. So total outlay that a consumer is making is 120 rupees. Now what's happening? The price is declining from 10 to 8 and at the same time the quantity demanded is increasing from 12 to 15 units. But still the expenditure which is being made by the consumer remains the same. Here even though there is change in price, but even after changing the price there is no change in the total outlay. Therefore in this case elasticity of demand will be equal to 1 because change in price is not leading to any change in the total outlay of a consumer. So therefore in this case elasticity of demand will be equal to 1. Now we will see the second case. B. See, here the price of commodity is again 10 and the quantity demanded is 12. So the total expenditure which is being made by the consumer in market is 120, right? But now what's happening? Price is declining from 10 to 8. As price is declining, so quantity demanded is increasing from 12 units to 20 units. So what's happening here? Due to decline in price, there is increase in the total expenditure of consumer. Here you can see earlier when the price was 10 and 12 units were being demanded by the consumer, so total expenditure was rupees 120. But when the price declined from 10 to 8, so the quantity demanded has increased from 12 to 20 and therefore the total expenditure has become 160, that is 8 into 20. Total expenditure has become 160. So here we can see that due to change in price, total expenditure is increasing, and when due to change in price, total expenditure of a consumer increases in the market, so elasticity of demand is going to be greater than 1. So therefore here the elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Now we will see the case number C. Here we can see that the price is 10 and at this price the quantity demanded is 12 units. So the total expenditure of consumer is 120 over here, and when the price is declining from 10 to 8, quantity demanded by consumer is increasing and 14 unit is being demanded by consumer at the decline price of 8 rupees. But along with change in price, there is decrease in the total expenditure of consumer, and when due to change in price there is decrease in total expenditure of consumer, so elasticity of demand would be less than 1. Here we can see that original expenditure of a consumer is 120 and when the price is declining, so due to change in price the original expenditure is declining, and when the original total expenditure of a consumer declines due to change in price, so elasticity of demand would be lesser than 1. Here ED would be lesser than 1. So in this way, under total outlay method, elasticity of demand is calculated. So basically in total outlay method, for calculating the elasticity of demand, original expenditure made by consumer is compared with the expenditure which is made by consumer when the price changes. Means when there is increase or decrease in price of a particular commodity, so whatever total expenditure is being made by the consumer is compared with the original expenditure made by the consumer which had been done before changing price. So this is the these are the different measures under the total outlay method. Now we will be moving towards the another method. It is called geometric method, and the another name for this method is arc method. Geometric method gives us a formula, that is lower segment of demand curve divided by upper segment of demand curve. Geometric method helps to calculate the elasticity elasticity of demand at any point on demand curve. At any point on demand curve, how we will see? Here with the help of this example. See, here we can see a graph whereby on x-axis quantity demanded is shown, on y-axis price is shown, and I am assuming that this the length of this demand curve is 4 centimeter. Okay, so now here I want to calculate the elasticity of demand at point P2, right? At point P2. As I have told you, the length of this demand curve is 4 centimeter, and P2 is exactly P2 is a center point in this demand curve. So lower segment of demand curve would be 2 centimeter and upper segment of demand curve would be 2 centimeter. So if I have to calculate the elasticity of demand at point 2, so lower segment of demand curve means I have to consider the length of BP2, which is 2 centimeter. Then upper segment of demand curve means I have to calculate the length of P2A. P2A, that is also 2 centimeter. So here at this point means at point P2, elasticity of demand is going to be 1, right? Elasticity of demand is going to be 1. So by making the use of geometric method and making the use of this formula, that is lower segment of demand curve divided by upper segment of demand curve, we can calculate elasticity of demand at any point on demand curve. So these are the various methods for calculating the price elasticity of demand. In our next lecture, we are going to deal with the types of price elasticity of demand and importance of elasticity of demand. Till then, stay safe, keep studying.